Hey guys, this is Danish. I'm back with our free community webinar sessions. It's been a while. We miss you all. Thank you very much for joining. And we have two very special guests live from Spain. You know, we all love Spain. We want to go there. So before we dive in straight away, I'm quickly going to share my screen and share some resources, right, that could help you. So just give me a second. There we go. So first shout out I want to give is to VisaDB. Yay! That's my own platform. Shameless plug, but yeah, no. If you want to hire any experts, you know, including Laura, Max, you can just go to visadb.io, enter Spain or any country you're moving to, and you can see all those services. And you can click there, you can see what's included, what's the cost, consultation, and free consultation, right? Who doesn't like free consultation? So go ahead and you can click chat and you will be connected directly with Laura and Max. So that's the VisaDB. You can also browse visas, you know, you're wondering where the digital nomad visas are available. You can go here, click nomad visas. It shows you all the visas available around the world. It's free, absolutely free. You don't need to pay anything to VisaDB. You only pay to experts, of course. And so yeah, that's how it works. Second shout I want to give to SoulGuard. They are creating products for digital nomads, and they're our community sponsors. They're creating products from ocean plastic. I mean, are you kidding me? This is so innovative. So check their products out. Last but not least is Devi. It's an AI social media marketing bot, you could say, and it's also my creation. So check this product out as well. It's going to be amazing. So a lot of shout outs. Let me go back. Guys, I'm really excited. First, I want to show my gratitude. Laura and Max, thank you very much for joining. This is not the first time. How are you doing today?
Good. Oh, great. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, we're good. And we're happy to be with you for a second webinar. This is the second webinar we're doing with VisaDB. We did one like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, yeah. But the situation was completely different. So now we'll be able to give you more information, more exciting information.
Yay. So guys, just to let you know, Laura and Max, they both are lawyers registered in Spain. So you'll be getting, you know, like a top advice from top lawyers who've been doing this. This is not like they started 6 months ago. No, they've been doing this for years. And I met them in their office in 2018, 5 years ago. So we have a very good friendship. And also anybody who hire them, they will get a special treatment because, you know, friends, inner circle works. So let's dive in straight away. Max and Laura, please give us a good news. We all heard there's a digital nomad visa available right now. Can you tell us when it's launched and is it available today to apply?
Definitely. But yeah. Okay, good. Well, yeah, the much anticipated digital nomad visa was launched in December last year. And actually, during the whole of 2022, we were receiving many inquiries from leads and people asking, when is it coming out? Because people were ready to come to Spain with their remote employment. And yes, we have a brand new digital nomad visa, which answers a very common need, which is, what if I want to live in Spain, but my employment or my self-employment is 100% foreign? Until very recently, these very numerous people actually did not have a visa of their own. You had to stretch already existing visas to fit them, but none of them were a good fit. And now with the digital nomad visa, it answers a very common need. So yeah.
So this is a great news, and we all can see the smile on Laura's face because Laura has been contacted several times about this, and now we all have a path. So Laura, I will ask you, like before the digital nomad visa, if I want to stay longer, like let's say longer than 3 months, I needed a job in Spain, right? Correct?
Yeah. The thing, we discussed this with our first webinar, like the options that these digital nomads or people who wanted to reside in Spain for more than 3 months, they needed, of course, the residence permit. And for example, people who wanted to reside here working for a foreign employer or foreign clients, we were Of course, offering the option to apply for a non-lucrative residence permit, which allowed them to reside here in Spain. But this residence permit didn't allow them, or well, it still exists, doesn't allow these people to register with the Spanish Social Security. And what happened before launching this digital nomad is that the consulates, since they knew that this digital nomad visa was coming, they were rejecting these applications for the non-lucrative residence permit because they didn't want in the future to have people that should be in Spain with a digital nomad being here with a non-lucrative residence permit, right? Knowing that this new digital nomad would come and that this is the one that they should apply for, right?
Wow. I totally understand them because it's a right visa for digital nomads, right? It's a specially designed visa, and all our people will be getting supported. So let's get into the nitty-gritty details. I would ask both of you, what are the requirements to apply for a famous digital nomad visa?
I can tell you the basic requirements, and maybe we can go deep in the more tricky ones later. In order to be able to apply for the digital nomad, it's true that it's simple. The case that you have to fall in. You need to have a foreign employer, not based in Spain, or foreign clients, because you can apply for this residence permit as an employee of a foreign company or as a freelancer, having your clients established outside of Spain.
Wow.
Okay. But the basic requirements you need to comply with are that you have to have had a relationship or employment relationship with your employer for at least 3 months, or a professional relationship with your clients for at least 3 months as well as a freelancer. This is one of the basic requirements. Then you need to accredit that you have a university title related to your job position, and if you do not have a university title, you need to accredit at least 3 years of experience in the same field.
Sure.
And then another requirement that affects your employer or your client directly is that your employer or your client needs to accredit, well, you have to accredit that for them, that they have had real activity during at least 1 year. That you have to present documents accrediting that the activity that the company employing you has had activity during at least 1 year. These are the basic requirements related to the employment or professional relationship.
Sure.
Apart from that, the salary, which would be important because you need to accredit that you will have sufficient economic means to maintain yourself in Spain, of course. And the minimum amounts that they are requesting is are at least, you have to accredit that you will have a salary, or you already have a salary of at least 2,000 euros per month for one main applicant. This is for just one applicant. If you are a digital nomad applying for your own digital nomad visa.
Sure.
Or presenting payslips, accrediting that you receive 2,000 euros per month with your salary, or presenting invoices, accrediting that you invoice this amount of money to your clients. But we were luckily, we had a presentation yesterday that we participated in a presentation from the government. And we were able to get some direct information from the large business and strategic collectives unit, which is the administration resolving this kind of applications. And they are always they are never clear, because they always say, like, we have to study case by case, right? Because with regards to the economic means, when it comes to the family members, they mentioned, like, the law states that for one main applicant, they have to pay 2,000 euros per month. Then for the first family member, it's 750 euros per month more. And then for the rest, it's 250 euros more per each family member.
Kids, right?
But in case they let us know that they could accredit the economic means apart from the salary if they cannot achieve that amount of money for 4 family members, for example, if they have a lot of children, to also additionally present bank statements accrediting the savings. But that they would need to study the case separately, each case separately, because then they would you cannot accredit that in 3 years you will be able to renew the residence permit because you have finished your savings, maybe.
Wow.
So it's a little bit, like the best thing is to credit with the salary, but there are always options. And then one of the tricky requirements, the social security, the most important one maybe here. Maybe Max will...
Well, I can explain definitely. Okay, this is where it gets a bit technical, so we're going to try to make it engaging, but basically, of course, you have a worker or self-employed person that is in their home country and wants to go to Spain. There's 2 possibilities here. That Spain and the country of this person have an agreement in social security matters, or that they don't. So, regardless, the Spanish administration wants to see that the social security obligations will be fulfilled. So, if there is an agreement, we have 2 options. As a general rule, you can obtain a certificate from the home country stating that the worker will be covered by the social security during the whole time they are in Spain. That is point 1. This means I will maintain the social security regime of my whole country, of my home country. Thank you very much. The other option is I'm going to go to Spain and I will pay social security there, which either means that if it's a freelancer, you simply submit a declaration stating that you will be registering as self-employed in Spain if they approve you. That is fine. The other case is if you're an employee, your company should register as a payer of social security fees in Spain. Many companies will not agree to doing that because they might say, look, I'm going to sign a letter stating that I allow you to go to Spain, but of course I'm not going to register and pay extra. That would be insane. It can happen, but it doesn't have to be the case. In which case we would have to obtain the agreement, the certificate of coverage from the home country according to the agreement. This leads us to another issue. Up until today, these certificates of social security coverage were only being released for intercompany transfers. That is, a company has an office in the home country and in Spain. With the digital nomad, the company doesn't necessarily have an office in Spain. So some countries are not prepared yet to issue that document. As of now, the UK and Russia are okay, but for example, the US can be an issue. Other countries, I believe that many of them can be an issue. Is it still possible? You can still obtain a certificate of coverage from the US providing a Spanish address. Yes, but if it is deemed unrealistic, your application might still be denied. So our recommendation is always to try to get into the Spanish social security if possible, or if you try to get a certificate of coverage from the home country, try to make it as straightforward as possible.
Wow. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you very much. So if I summarize it, social security is a bit complicated, and that's where, of course, you guys are going to help. And then before that, the salary requirements, to be honest, it looks pretty decent, pretty awesome to me. It's not like, 3,500 or something. It's 2,000 euros, and a lot, like half of the world could easily qualify for that amount. The amount looks good. And then there are some other requirements. 3 months, you have to have a relationship built. So the question I have around that means we have to show pay slips for the last 3 months as that proof or evidence?
That's correct, yes. Oh, sorry, maybe we're gonna answer.
Yeah, to prove the 3 months of relationship.
Yeah, basically, we have one way to do it. You show the last 3 payrolls or the last 3 invoices, which show more than 2,000 or the appropriate amount, and with that you accredit relationship plus salary or earnings, personal earnings.
Yeah, and one of the documents that you have to submit for sure, that we've seen that with the request that we have received also is the work contract, employment contract or professional agreement that has to be signed more than 3 months before the submission of the application.
That's, to be honest, 3 months is literally a very short time. If after this webinar everybody's watching and they start their like getting this in 3 months, even they can start the process even before that. They can contact you this month and you're gonna take some time, and by the time they're ready, 3 months will be passed.
Exactly.
We have
exactly. Actually, we have had contracts that they were asking for the requirements, and we said like, yeah, you have to have had a 3 months relationship with your employer. Okay, that's okay. I will start my job now, and then in 3 months I will move to Spain and present the application. Good, that's perfect. There are other requirements also, general requirements like the criminal record certificate. Of course, you when you present an application for a residence permit for Spain, you need to present a clean criminal record certificate. But since the modification of the law, before you needed to present the criminal records of the countries where you had been residing during the last 5 years. Now it's only the countries where you have been residing during the last 2 years. And then you only, like for the last 5 years, you only need to present an affidavit stating yourself that you have no criminal records in that country. So that's another one of the requirements.
Very criminals writing, yeah, I'm a criminal. Yeah, I'm sure everybody in our community as well.
We've seen everything, Danish.
That would be fun. But I have a follow-up question in that regard. So let's say nomads are people who are moving. I assume last 2 years where we have established a residency, right? Not just hopping on tourist visas.
Well, it's true that, and let me know if I'm answering the question correctly, but it's true that after all, this residence permit requires you to be in Spain to maintain it at least 6 months per year. So, of course, a digital nomad is, of course, a romantic idea. You have your laptop, you work from anywhere. But if you want to get the Spanish one, at least 6 months in the country, you definitely have to stay.
Sure. Okay. That sounds incredible. I know the months. I can tell you the months. You also know those months we will be staying in Spain for 6 months, starting from April, until October. That will be the best time for 6 months.
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah, it's the best time. I've lived in Madrid during this time, and best time I had. So this is awesome. So I would go into, I have a lot of my own questions because I'm also, Laura, I'm actually literally, can't wait to move back to Europe. So I have my personal question, but let me ask a lot of questions people have listed there, and let's just go into it. And I will go at the bottom and start asking, hey guys, you have an opportunity right now. You have two professionals, leading professionals, experienced professionals. Please feel free to ask any questions, but I'm starting reading from the bottom. So Tana Pong is asking, what if we can only earn 20% of income from Spanish companies or entities? Yeah. I don't think can they qualify because you mentioned the requirement.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, if you
it's true. That's true because we mentioned that for the application for the digital nomad as a freelancer, you need to create a relationship with your clients established outside of Spain for at least 3 months. But it's true that if you are a freelancer, you are allowed to have at least maximum 20% of your earnings can come from a Spanish company client. Company client. So 20% maximum. The 80%, the rest 80% needs to come from a foreign client.
Okay. So if they're earning 2,500, only 500 can be coming from businesses in Spain. Just an example. I know.
Exactly.
Perfect. So Zoe's asking, how long and how many times can one renew this visa if someone just resides in Spain but keeps working for foreign companies? Would it eventually help with getting permanent residency or citizenship?
Sure. Well, actually, you get the first permit for 3 years if you do it from Spain. Yes, if you do it from Spain. As of now, consulates are still getting the applications ready, so the only option is to apply from Spain. You get a 3-year permit, then you renew it for 2 years, and if you want, you can continue renewing it for 2 years indefinitely. But also, if you want, after 5 years total, you can jump into permanent residence. You have to actually stay in Spain more time. You can't leave for more than 10 months in 5 years. But as you can see, only with one renewal, you can go to permanent already.
Hey, wow. So maybe these are the only few countries I would say I would give a credit to Spain, because none of the countries offer path towards citizenship. So this is great. It's ideal for slow mads or digital nomadic families because they tend to stay 2 to 3 years because their kids are, learning, and so if they're planning long term, that could be a great option. What are tax implications for W-2 employees in the USA? Does the company of an employee have to have an agreement with Spain or comply with Spanish tax law? Let me tell you, W-2 is like a full-time employee of a US company.
Yeah. Well, of course, the digital nomad is a really attractive residence permit because with the new law, it comes with some tax benefits for the applicants. It's true that it does not apply to the freelancers that come as a digital nomad, or only to some of them that can qualify. Of course, as you mentioned, we are the experts in immigration, but we have here a team of experts in tax. But we already have know some things about the tax implications. The freelancers only if they are performing a kind of activity which is an entrepreneur activity. There is a close list of that. Could apply for the Beckham law, which is this tax regime that comes with the digital nomad visa. But who can apply for the Beckham law as a digital nomad are the employees. So if you are a US citizen working for a US company and you apply for the Beckham for the digital nomad, you are able to apply for the Beckham law. Not automatically is applied to you. You have to apply for it, and you have a deadline to apply for it. Okay, and of course there are some benefits of this Beckham law, which the percentage of the application to the tax is 24, right?
Yes, correct.
And well, of course, our tax team will be able to give you an expert advice.
Sure.
But yeah, it's important to know who can apply for that.
Well, Ryan, this is a great opportunity. Go Visa, we click on the service, contact Laura, and she will connect you with the tax advisor. And you should ask your company; they would be open to pay because everybody, as a company owner, Laura is as well. We understand compliance is important, and we don't mind paying for an expert to get an advice. So I'm sure your company would cover this cost. Contact them. So thanks to David Beckham because opening this path.
Yeah.
David. So that's how laws are changed, right? That's incredible. So Irene is asking the salary amount you guys said, is it for business profit if someone is a business owner?
It's actually salary. The salary that you take as an employee, the salary that you take as a business owner. Maybe, I say maybe because in the end it's a new permit and it talks only about income. Income can come in many forms. Sure. But ultimately, since the digital nomad visa is applied as an individual, the earnings of your business can be X, but what only matters is what you take personally. That is what is taken into consideration for the application. That's very important.
That's incredible. So Alice is asking, I don't know if my employer has presence in Spain. If I apply for the Nomad visa, will this somehow make my employer tax liable in Spain? So I think, Alex, the first thing would be to contact and ask your company. That would be the first step. Second, I also am I advise digital nomads. Yes, if you're an employee of a business which is abroad, it's illegal to work in another company, technically it's illegal. That's why people go as a contractor, and that's why digital nomad visa is a route. But I think, Laura, you already said that their company either has to register for the Social Security, I believe, or they have to. Is that the only requirement for companies?
Yeah. If there's no social security agreement between Spain and the foreign company, or you cannot obtain the social security coverage certificate, the requirement would be for the foreign employer, to register with the Spanish Social Security and to sign an affidavit committing to register the the employee to the Social Security in Spain in case of approval of the application.
Sure. Okay. So, Alex, the answer is yes. Technically, there is a requirement for your company if you are a full-time employee. If you're a contractor, then it's a different treatment.
Exactly. If he's a contractor, it's the easiest way regarding the social security, because we do not need to bother the employer or the client, and the worker is the one that is committing to register himself as a freelancer with the Spanish social security.
That makes total sense. And I have a very unique gray area, which I'll be asking you at the end. So there is a question from Desiree. He's asking, if my visa gets approved, can I get a Spain-issued driver license?
Understood. I mean, that's a good question. And
the question of the year.
Yes, as immigration law specialists, it's true that this is maybe a bit outside of our expertise, but anyone has the right to take the exam, if that's the question. But that would be as far as we can answer. Yes.
We can learn. This is a great question. Sorry, Laura.
There are countries that can convalidate the driving license with a Spanish driving license, but there are countries that not. And if you cannot convalidate this your driving license, you have a period of time that you can drive with your driving license in Spain. But after that period of time, you have to take the exam in Spain. You have to obtain your Spanish driving license.
Makes sense.
That would be considered.
I think that's a good option. So that's where you need to check, because I had a UK driver license, and in Canada I just went in the auto driver office and then got my Canadian driver license. So that is a possibility only for certain countries. So make sure you should check out the list or contact Laura. She can find out, her team can find it out for you. And then even if it's not, you can get an international driver's permit, for a certain time, and you can take a test. So that's cool. Ryan is back. I like it. Ryan is back. Can you legally work remotely with a tourist visa? Okay, we went into a.
Okay.
Tricky. This one is tricky.
Yes. Okay. Technically, officially, no. In the sense that sometimes we have asked the authorities and we have said, look, this person is only coming not on a business trip, but they're doing functions for their home country. What would happen in that case? And the answer they have said is there's no minimum duration for these authorizations, meaning even if you come for a month, you should technically get the authorization to work remotely or the intercompany transfer for 1 month. Having said that, realistically, if you come for several weeks to Spain and you work with your laptop for your home company, would that be noticed? Most likely not, but it's something that we will never advise you to do. Even if it's very safe in practice, we will always advise you to do it by the book.
Sure. These guys are lawyers, of course. I agree with you, and we should respect the country's laws as well. And if it's if it's a light work, on tourist visas, you can attend conferences, right? So that light work. But if you're working 10 hours a day full time,
gray area.
It's better to get the, also to enjoy, the full experience of Spain. Get the long-term permit, live there, enjoy the life in Spanish way. So that'd be awesome. Yes. So Jonas is asking, I'm from the US, are these work contracts and social security agreement forms available online somewhere?
Okay, the forms. Actually, what we've done, because we want it, or for our clients, according to the information that we gathered from the administration, is we have created these affidavits and templates that the company should sign, that the freelancer should sign. We have created the documents that we understand that should sign the applicants and the employers in order to comply with the requirements. And they have worked till now with the files that we have been.
I think, Jonathan, you should contact Laura. I think they would help you if you are. Maybe you can hire consultancy if you're not looking right now. You just want to view. They would be able to help you, and they will also let you know upfront, if there is any cost involved. So feel free contacting Laura and the team. There's no cost describing your case, and I know they're already handling so many nomads cases from our community. Extremely professional, and they will upfront quote you, which you have no obligation to move on. Desiree is back. Is it necessary to have a specific medical health care? Which ones do you recommend? I think Spain covers, if you're a social security contributor, I guess.
That's the thing. If you remember the options we presented before, the one of coming with a certificate of coverage or registering, If you register with the Spanish Social Security as a freelancer or because your company registered, that's it. Because basically the function of the insurance, of the private health insurance, is to cover what the public healthcare, the same as the public healthcare. So if you are already there, no need. Instead, if you come and you will be covered by your home country's social security, then you need insurance because, of course, the Spanish government cannot know for sure that your country covers exactly the same as Spain. What I mean is that if you're not in the Spanish social security, you need private health insurance.
Sure.
For sure.
Makes sense, It's, to be honest, I think it's pretty fair. I mean, if you're using a service, you should be paying for it in terms of social security, right? If you're not paying, if you're using your back home thing, then of course Spain wants to make sure that you have a insurance if you get fallen sick on Spanish land, so you will get proper care. So it totally makes sense. I have one follow-up question, which is I will be keeping. That's a gray area I will be asking in the end. I will move on. Can you apply for Social Security with NIE and before applying for the Nomad Visa? Is NIE Spanish thing?
Okay. How do we do it?
Yeah. The thing is, first of all, regarding tax, of course, if there is an agreement between the countries, you're not going to there are agreements in order to avoid the double taxation, right? In order to avoid, you have to pay in the Netherlands and in Spain. If there is the agreement between the Netherlands and Spain, you will be able not to pay in double, right? But of course, again, the tax team would gladly assist you in this regard. And with regards to the other question, this is also a recurrent question, because the NIE is only a number, is the foreigner identity number for foreigners, and it's not a residence permit. And in order to be able to register with the Spanish Social Security as a non-EU citizen, what you need is a residence permit. So you will not be able to register only with your NIE, which will be the number, but you will need to wait until you have the resolution approving your residence permit application, the Digital Nomad Visa application, which will come with your NIE, because it's the number, remember that. And then you will have your physical card as well with your NIE on it. And then you will be able to register with the Spanish Social Security.
Wow. Damn. So, guys, definitely, we need you. We need our Max in our lives, because I'm busy working. I may not have a lot of time to go through it, and I think that your service would really help. Irene is asking, I'm an online ESL teacher working with an online cooperative platform registered in the UK, but it has Spanish students. Is that okay? Is that considered a Spanish income? Maybe she's asking. I don't think. What do you think, Laura?
I'd say it would comply 100% for the following reason. Ultimately, what you need for the digital nomad is to be able to perform your work through electronic means, which electronic remote means, such as a laptop, for example. So, if you comply with the objective requirements, your employer is foreign, and you comply with all the rest, it doesn't matter where the students are from. You're paid by a UK company, you're working remotely, the student could be from anywhere, but that would be it. Of course, we have to maintain the chains of employment and of payment and of everything, but that would be it.
That's cool. As you know, decline all the coffee offers when you're in Spain with your students. Tell them, let's have a Zoom meeting, that's it. Because you have to work online. It's not a physical, you cannot go, I think, in school. So, all right, thank you, Max. I will move further up. But Max is asking, what if the income is received by a company I own from the client and it's not as salary in my personal bank account? Maybe it's owner's drawing, right?
Yeah, here would be another thing that we still need to clarify. But initially, you need to be a freelancer in your name as a natural person, right? Of course, we expect an answer from the administration. If you want to explain that situation, that they said that if it works here, right, it could be a solution.
Mm-hmm. Actually, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, basically we asked this because the law, once it was published, of course, we only had a legal text without experience or without qualifications or anything. So many questions came up. And at some point we asked the authorities and we said, this seems to imply that only employees or freelancers, actual freelancers, not business owners, can come to Spain as digital nomads. what do we do with those that actually own their business? Can they come? And they answered basically, if you can make it fit with either what is an employee or a self-employed person in Spain, that is fine. It's true that lately, if you come as self-employed, we have received requests because you submit a document and it's not always approved or denied. Many times the administration comes back and says, clarify this, clarify that. So one recurring request that we are receiving recently, as the administration also perfects their requirements, because they are also defining their criteria as they sort applications, because we are at the beginning, right? They are basically saying, to come as a freelancer, you already have to be a freelancer in your home country. Prove that to me with, your presence in a registry, your registration as a freelancer, your freelance taxes, anything. So, in short, even if you don't have it in your account, if you can prove that you receive some type of income from a company and you can show that you're a freelancer and so on, that also should be fine.
Okay, that's incredible. Thank you, Max. And guys, both of you, I want to, thank you very much. I want to say, because we are already way after our agreed time, but please allow me a few more questions. And Andrew's asking, is it better to have the visa approved before you move to Spain, or to have everything lined up, make the move from the UK, and then finish the application in the Spain?
Yeah, here, according to the law, there are two options, right? To apply for the visa at the consulate for 1 year, and then you come to Spain for the digital nomad visa at the consulate. You come to Spain with the D visa. It's a residence visa for 1 year, and then you present the application from Spain within the validity of the visa, and you obtain your residence permit for 3 years. What we are saying to our clients, if you are able to skip this first step, to skip the consulate, do it. If you can travel to Spain with a tourist visa with your passport, it's better to travel to Spain and submit directly the application from Spain, because each consulate can have their own criteria. They may think in a different way or understand the law in a different way, and we know that the large business and strategic collective unit is the administration dealing with this kind of applications from Spain, and is the one that has the criteria and the one that is in charge of.
They're the designers. They're the designers of this program.
They're the designers, and we know them. And we know what they want, and we have the direct connection with them. Even we can send emails to them. We normally are answered. Well, sometimes it's difficult, but it's easier to approach this administration than all the Spanish consulates in the world.
Sure, I totally agree with you, and I have dealt with so many consulates which are telling totally a different story, and I'm screaming, guys, no, you're federal immigration is telling me something, but they don't. So guys, great idea. As Laura said, most of you, our audience from our community comes from the North America, so you guys already have this option. And if you are coming from the Asia, many countries may not need it. So then, of course, you may not have a choice. If you can apply a tourist visa, maybe, I don't know, you need to check, and Laura can help you. So please contact her and she can advise you there. Chrissy is asking, with the digital nomad visa, can you open a bank account in Spain?
Of course, yes, absolutely. Actually, technically speaking, you don't even need to be a resident to open a bank account in Spain. Many banks, they require you to at least be present, at least for the signing of the bank account. We have an agreement with one of the biggest banks in Spain, CaixaBank. We can even open bank accounts through a power of attorney. Having said, so you don't even have to go to Spain, but of course, at some point you're going to be expected to open your bank account if you become a resident, only for convenience, but you can open a bank account pretty much at any moment. Disclaimer, you're subjected to the banks actually wanting to open the account for you. Sometimes they get very picky with the requirements and they ask for, big KYC forms and everything. But besides that, legally speaking, you can.
Yes, I am dealing one in Poland right now. So yes, I understand. Generally, European laws require, they want to know who you are. And I understand running a community. I also want to know who's joining my community. So totally makes sense. And guys, apologies, let's just keep coming. That's what happens when you, Laura, when you show up, wherever you go, a lot of people keep because it's engaging. You guys are helping. So please, excuse me, just 2 more questions.
Don't worry, we're here.
Yes. Do I need a long-term rental contract to apply for this visa?
No, for initially you do not need to agree that you have already signed an agreement, a lease agreement. What you will need to do is, in case of approval, to register with the town hall in an address in Spain in order to apply for the physical card. And even for that, you can get an authorization from the landlord or from the person who's renting the apartment. So you do not need a lease agreement from the beginning.
Damn, I know where this question is coming from, because 1 or 2 countries are asking upfront, which is like very complicated and difficult to get. So guys, this will be my last question, and I know, guys, apologies we couldn't get to those questions. There are still like 8 or 10, and it's gonna go way over 1 hour. And
if there are more questions, they can contact us, and we will have.
I think this is the best way to contact. Why I'm saying this is the best way, because Laura can advise you personalized advice based on your case, your citizenship. Right now, I'm just asking without knowing your specific condition. So last question, Laura and Max, appreciate it. What is the percentage of taxes you have to pay once you got this visa, you're registered as a social security and living in Spain?
Understood. I can only provide a very generic answer, because this is for the tax department especially, and in the end we only do immigration. But basically, when you spend in Spain 183 days per year, that's January to December, you will become a tax resident. Then you will be taxed for your worldwide income. And then applicable rates apply, in the sense that you may have access Beckham law, you may have not. That is point 1. And the specifics, unfortunately, should be asked to my colleagues. With regards to social security payments, if you are an employee, the company pays 1/3 on top of your salary, 1/3 approximately. That's the cost for the company, one of the costs. And as an autonomo, as a freelancer, we have one of the highest monthly fees in Europe, which is 350 euros per month. That's what you pay to be a freelancer. Yes, unfortunately, yes. But that's the rough generic answer I can give as an immigration and not a tax or labor lawyer.
So, guys, there's so many complications. As myself, a remote tax advisor, I can tell you there are limits. There are free allowance which doesn't get taxed even in Spain. There's a lot of you can get credits. There's so many things. So don't get discouraged with this high tax. No, you will get services in return, and you can reduce if you have a double tax treaty, if you have children, if you have certain income, if you have low income, if you don't have it. So everything is covered. But of course, Max and Laura, they are immigration experts. So please contact them, and they will connect you with the tax advisor in the office. They're not going to connect you with third party. They also have tax expertise inside the office. So you'll be working with one team who can help you with everything, even finding rentals and opening a bank account. They would love to help you. Again, guys, these are not freelance. Laura and Max is not a freelancers. They are an established company. I've visited their office, so feel free. And they are our long-term community partners for many upcoming 20, 30 years. We will be like old Laura, like with white hair, sitting here doing another webinar. So feel free. We are in the long-term partnership, friendship. So contact them. Laura and Max, I thank you so much on the behalf of 60,000 people who couldn't come, but they were watching recording. People will be watching on YouTube. Guys, one more thing, that any member, we get you $50 discount if you hire a full service. It's our deal. Use the Nomad code or just contact them and let them know. And, it's just a gift for any attendees here. And contact them. There's a link up there, and you could see both of them. They're young, our age group, very friendly, smiling, so they would love to help you. Laura and Max, so grateful for your time. So much. Thank you.
It was great.
Thank you for hosting us, Spanish again.
Hey, we will hang out in Spain again. Ciao, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Goodbye.